Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk about what to do when you haven't slept enough and the next day you have to go to work, you have to, live your life, do all the things that you have to do, and you don't feel that good because you don't have that feeling of being refreshed by a good night. So here I'll explain what is happening to you, and then I'll tell you what you can do to really use it in the most optimal way possible. Because the days after sleepless nights or are incredible days, are incredible moments. They have a beautiful gift to them, and most of the time we don't perceive that gift. So let me start from the beginning. So first of all, if you haven't slept well, what happens is that the next day you are going to be in a dreamlike state. It's almost like a part of you is still sleeping, is still dreaming. You're actually very much imbued in the feminine. And the feminine is very water-like. It's not structured. It doesn't do. It is. It's like being in the moment. It's not linear. It doesn't go forward. It just, how can I say, chaotic. Even though the word can be seen as negative, it's not negative. It's a beautiful chaos that happens. It's emotions come up, they come, they go, they come, they go, you know, and you go to the left and then you go up and then you go down, you go all over the place, and it's like a dance that is happening, and it's very fluid, and it's called chaos, right? So that's what is happening. And in that space, exceptional things are possible. And in that space, healing can happen. I mean, if you use it properly, you can change so many things in you. Because you're so malleable that those structures, those parts of you that are very rigid, that have ossified, become very malleable, and you can actually transform them. And so if you find yourself having to do things, having to accomplish things, having to think in a more rational and structured way, it's going to be very hard. Because you'll see at some point you'll find yourself thinking completely about something else, and then you won't be able to feel as time passes by. It just slips away, and you will be very disconcerted by that, because it's a completely different realm that you're in. And if you are in a different realm, it's about really working with what you have. With it, when you work with it, it will give you incredible results. So try in that moment, organize your day in a way that you can be more passive, let's say, letting others do, and you are more in the back seat. Try to be more in the being. If you have certain things where you have to, think rationally, well, if you can do it the next day, not in that day, because it's going to be hard. So that's my first thing. Try to organize it in a manner where you're more in the back seat. The second thing you can do is, in that space, the best thing you can do is be in the observer mode. Because in the feminine, it's about being. So try to be more, go into embody your body, right? Embody yourself. Be in the moment, fall into it, surrender into it. It's going to be easy if you do it. If you take that initiative, it's going to be easier because the whole state will take you there. It's a very natural state for the feminine. So go into your body and just see yourself as the observer. You're just observing yourself doing whatever you're doing, and you're observing other people, and just go into it, and you'll see that you will feel more relaxed. It's going to be, you will just drop into that dream state, and it's going to be very natural and very soothing for you and very calming. In that state, many times, many old wounds may come up because it's almost like you're in this state between two realms, the conscious and the unconscious. And the conscious is very dimmed. So you're in between, and that's where you can start seeing all these parts of you that are very rigid, or parts of you, or you'll start seeing yourself acting in a certain way, and from the observer point, you'll be like, "Ooh, okay, is that what I want?" And if you feel that you're overtaken by that, what you can do is go into your breath and make your breath a little bit louder, a little bit stronger. When you make your breath a little bit stronger, what will happen is that your senses will be taken by your breath, and you will start calming down, and you will be more in the present moment. You'll be more in the observer mode. And because of that, it's going to be easier for you to see certain things in you and just observe them. And of course, by observing them, you're actually healing them. You're integrating them. And then you will see whether you want to continue with that or not, right? Many things can be healed in that state. Many things can be changed in that state. It's an incredible state. And for me, when that state comes, I know that there is something very rigid in me that my higher self is telling me to unrigidify or, to change. And in that state, it's just amazing how much change I can create very consciously just by observing. I observe, it comes, it goes, and it just fades. Some of it just fades away in a very natural way. So to wrap it up, number 1, try to be more in the observer mode. Really just look what is happening, go into your body, feel your breath, and just see what is happening around, and just feel into that, feel into yourself. Number 2, try to be more in the backseat, more passive. And don't do anything that is very logical or very rational. I guess I should use the word rational. Because from that state, it's going to be very hard for you to be linear, rational, structured. And I think that's it. Yeah, and don't forget that this is a moment where you can actually change a lot in yourself. Because you can observe your thoughts, your beliefs, especially the limiting beliefs. And by observing them, you will heal yourself. You can change them. Because healing is really about integrating parts of you that you have disowned, you have repressed, right? And when they come up and you observe them, they come into you, you integrate them, and now you've integrated more of your energy, and now you can use it the way you want to use it. Also, the other thing with observing is that because you're observing from that impartial part, from a detached part, you're not going to judge it. You will actually be able to understand why you do certain things, and it's going to feel very sweet. And because there's no judgment, that part will automatically transform. It will be understood, and it will transform if it needs to transform. And if it doesn't need to transform, because you realize that that's actually the way you want to continue doing things, then now you'll be able to continue doing that in a very conscious way. And that's a very empowered way of going about life. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions or any comments, let me know down below. Ciao.